Coach, with the first week with pads on in the books here in spring ball, everything going according to plan in your mind?
And, a lot of energy, and we've had very long practices, not to beat our team up for teaching. A lot of throws for quarterbacks, trying not to wear receivers' legs out, but you got quarterbacks' knee plays. You got a new defensive system in place, a couple new coaches. So we've been on the field a long time, trying to do a lot of teaching. There's been a lot of energy, which has been encouraging. There's been both sides showing some good things and bad things. So that little ebb and flow of practice, which you don't necessarily want one side always winning or always losing. So it's been very competitive, very spirited. It's early. We're teaching. I love the winter we had, and I like to start the spring. And we're going to shut it down spring break. We'll come back and try to revigorate them, and then we'll have 3-4 good weeks of spring ball in the back end here.
After you look back at what your team's accomplished through these first few practices before the spring break, what particular things do you look for that you'll find later in spring ball when you're trying to assess if it was a successful spring term for Indiana football?
Well, we thought we needed to start. Sometimes, you can either cram those practices in and you don't have as much recovery and your team can get a little beat up. If you spread them out too much, it's almost like you can get a little tired of practicing because not a game. It gets a little boring, even for coaches. You think that in this day and age of attention span, can you keep everyone locked in? So the thought was, let's go 4 days. Let's really get the quarterbacks, and now we can eval some things and really have a chance as coaches to take a deep breath. And even with spring break away, as coaches, they'll be mentally working through some things. Defense has now had 4 days to look at some things. They'll have a chance to clean up some stuff. So the thought was, let's jumpstart them, come and then have basically almost a coach's eval week. Not that we're going to be sitting in the office and just meeting, but let's just assess, okay, this looks good for 4 days. This doesn't look good. This is what this quarterback needs to work on. This is what this defense needs to work on, and emphasize that. We'll get them started the week of Easter, and then those next 3 weeks will be good football weeks for spring ball.
How do you judge from just an individual standpoint of how much work one individual needs if they have a lot of game time versus, say, a redshirt freshman, a sophomore that didn't have as much game experience?
I think it's tough. Sometimes as a coach, you can get some matchups you don't like. You can get an immature down the line player matched up against a veteran, and the play doesn't work because the guy can't even stand up there and give you a good look or whatever. So you got to have some matchups. At the same time, as coaches, you sometimes want it to look good. That Marcus Olivers and Ricky Jones and Mitchell Pages and Dan Feeney's and Dimitri Camille's, if it's not only the work for practice, but that work actually adds up in October and November. And when you want to really be playing strong at the end of the year, you've got to have some confidence that you don't want those veteran players to regress. You want to take care of them mentally and physically, and then you just got to make sure in the practice modes we're giving them breaks, it's still a productive practice and it doesn't get sloppy.
Coach, finally, the energy level of this team, just watching the bit on the end of the practice, the enthusiasm, the energy that just everybody's really excited to be out here. Yeah, you need to be happy about that after week one.
Really good. And start again. One, our team for years has worked hard. And when we came with Coach Caton in the spring, it was a part of some of their mindset from Baylor. Coach Allen has that mindset as a defensive coach in the end. We've always had it offensively. And so we've kind of got it in 3 phases: off the field, offense has kind of had it. Now I think our defense has got coaches that are just embracing it. So it starts with coaches, and you're not trying to be a cheerleader. You've got to make corrections. You've got to hold them to standards. You've got to work them hard. But there's a positive and an aggressive, energetic approach to our program right now, and it's happened every day, not in practice. It's happened every day, and it's a credit to them. I think I've had coaches that have visited say the most impressive thing is I don't see a lot of kids complaining. I see good attitude, good energy. So we got a lot of work to do, but it's a great group, and I like the way they're going.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.